All right, let's start looking at where we can actually write some HTML and CSS code, and for that we need a code editor. Now there are so many different code editors out there, but we're going to try using one called Replit, which is an online code editor. To do that, I'm just going to use an incognito window for a second, just so for some privacy, hiding accounts and stuff like that, because we're going to try to set up a Replit account. So repl.it is this code and collaborate without friction. Beautiful. So what's nice about an online editor is that all of your stuff is stored on the cloud, right? It's a browser-based editor, so you can work on your code on any machine, right? Whether you have a Windows, a Mac, even a Chromebook, right? You just need a browser and you can write your code. There's also a multiplayer mode, so two people can code at the same time. There's a chat. So it's a nice way that we can I can help you out also with your code. Okay, so let's sign up and see how we can do that. So I'm going to sign up with a Gmail account and see where that takes me. Okay, I made a fake student, what was it, 733@gmail.com. So just a fake Gmail account so that I can go through this demo stuff with you. Hopefully I can remember my password. Awesome. Okay, so it takes me through this little intro. Hey, fake student 7, let's get started. Sure, I'll be fake student 7. You can change that to wherever you want, but I'll be fake student 7. That's a great email for me. I've got some experience. I'm interested in everything. Building stuff, games, bots, and websites, sure. I'm interested in learning in a school and by myself. I'm interested in teaching. I love teaching. I want to share my program, sure. Next. What languages? Well, the focus of this course, make sure you check this one off. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What else? Python's pretty cool. 42 more. Woo, look at all that. PHP, I've been playing around with PHP. I like PHP too. Get yourself to the community, not right now, or start coding. Or I get started with tutorials, cool. So I could pick one of these and I think it would create a new REPL for me right now. Excuse me. Or I could go up here and create a new REPL. But I think I'm going to go on the side here and go to My REPLs. And this is kind of where you'll normally go to see all your different projects. There's multiplayer folder right now. I mentioned you can code on projects with other people. Nothing in here yet. We can create a new folder or a new REPL. Let's do a new folder. Maybe we should create a CS10 folder. That sounds good to me. And maybe we'll even do like actually, you know, let's do this. Let's do an HTML and CSS basics folder. And then we can create a JavaScript folder later as we go through the course. And now I can go inside of that folder and it says there's nothing here. So let's create a new REPL now. So we can create a brand new REPL. We can choose what language we want it to be in. We're going to do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Or you can import from GitHub. That would be nice when I share some start code with you. You can import some start code and it'll load from there. But let's just click this for now. We can give it a name. Let's just call this first HTML. It has to be public unless you upgrade your account for private REPLs, but I want you to have it public so that I can see your code and I can help you with it. And we hit create. And ta-da, okay, it's loading here. Cool. So it wants to highlight right away, hey, I can share with people, cool. You can go to here and you can type in their email or username and invite them to be part of this multiplayer sharing thing. You can invite someone with a join link as well, copy code, cool. But first we need some code. Now, Replit sets up a bunch of stuff for us already. It kind of sets up the basic, sorry, hold on here, I'm zoomed in accidentally. Sets up a basic page structure here, but with some more than we need. I'm just going to delete a couple of things. We can talk a little more about this metadata later, but right now I just want to get the basics. It created a script.js for us, so I'm actually going to delete that file and delete what it was in there. And this is looking a little more like what we did on that landing page, right? Doc type HTML, my root element, a head, and a body. Actually, if I hit, there's this auto format which comes in handy. Kind of spaces it a little nicer, the head and the body. This is the title that'll show up in the browser tab. I'm linking to a style sheet, which is right here. We haven't talked about that much yet. But the body is where I'm most interested in. This is where I can write, you know, my main heading, hello HTML, and then a closing tag. See, it gives me some suggestions too. You can even click that if you want. So remember HTML elements, right? Opening tag, closing tag, and then the content. You hit run, and you can see the result here. So here's our file structure. Here's where we write our actual code, and here's the result. And this is a console that we'll talk more about a little bit later. Okay, so one thing that's pretty cool about this is, like I said, it's really easy to get started. New project, and you type some code, and it's all set up and ready to go. It's also, all this stuff is stored on the cloud, so you can work from any machine, right? Just log into your account, and you can code from any machine. And this right here is your published web page. You're like, hey, look at my Hello HTML page. You could email this link to your friends, and they could check out your web page. So that's kind of cool that it's set up like that right away. So in this environment, like I said, we've got the files, the editor, and the preview. You can also click here and open in a new tab, right? So you can see it kind of full screen. You can hit that inspect or F12 and see the elements in here as well. That sometimes comes in handy when you want to say what's going on, right? So you can write your code here. I can add an exclamation mark here. And we can either hit run again, or you can also hit refresh. Yeah. And here too, right, just hit refresh and it'll show your changes. Okay, so that's Replit. There are some settings we can look at. So this is our files here, but if you go down to here to settings, you can change your layout. Stacked if you like that better. I think I prefer side by side. You can go to a dark theme if you want. Font size, I would definitely make this bigger for these videos so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully large is okay. If not, let me know and I can go huge. Let's keep it at large. Spaces, 2 spaces, that's fine. Soft wrap. Oh, that's like for lines. If I did, let's make a paragraph tag, lowercase usually for tags. And I can say this is a paragraph. If it goes too long, it will wrap around the editor screen, just like that. And then my closing tag. Okay, and if I had none, you'd get that horizontal scroll. I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of horizontal scrolling, so I like to keep the soft wrap on. And then there's some code intelligence stuff and infinite loop protection. That sounds wonderful. Let's keep that. Okay. Go back to files here. You can also like change the size of things, right? You can get rid of it all if you want. Change this size too and move this up and whatever you want. Okay, so what I suggest is play around with this now. Start doing some more. Oh, we got to see this. Hit refresh. There's my paragraph. Okay, and that, if it runs out of screen, it'll wrap around too. Okay, so if we go back to, sorry, where was I going here? I go back to here, the landing page. We looked at these files, right? And we can see those files in Replit as well, and the elements and the page structure. You can go back to here and start playing around with all these different elements, right? What do I want to do? Maybe I want to, let's go back to my Replit. Maybe I want to throw in an HR here. Right, hit refresh. Oh, it broke it. Hit run. There we go. And there's my HR. Maybe I can create a paragraph and I'll say, please click this button. And then I can have a button element. Click me. And then end the paragraph. So notice I'm nesting elements here, right? I have a paragraph, opening and closing tag. So all of this is my the element content, and inside of that I've got a button element. Hit run, and there's a button. Doesn't do anything yet, but it's a button. Anyway, so yeah, play around with this. The main purpose of this though is just to get you used to, introduce you to Replit and how it all works. All right, this is that preview page. If we click back on here, it'll take you back to your profile page. You can go to your REPLs, right? First HTML, you want to make a new REPL, you can make new folders, go back up, make a new REPL, and away you go. Anyway, we'll get very comfortable with this and we'll get lots of practice. Okay, hope that made sense. Take care and we'll see you in the next video.